I think the Final Fantasy XI Chocobo quest is the most important gate before players they're truly invested. They are a part of Vana'diel. They are in it to win it. Let's get into why. First off, if it's your first time here and you're interested in topics like this and you love chatting about this kind of stuff, check us out on Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week on Twitch. Stop by, we talk about all sorts of random stuff, Final Fantasy XI, other classic games, new games. It's a good time. We'll see you there. But we've talked at length about all the different gates in Final Fantasy XI and the different stages of the game and those layers when you reach a new tier of power or ability, whether it's the limit breaks to get beyond 50, 55, 60, etc. Stuff like the airship quest for Kazam so you can get to Kazam, or as simple as the sub-job quest, level 18 so you can equip a sub-job. One of the most fundamental things in Final Fantasy XI that you can't do at the start. There's these different moments where you tier up your ability in Vana'diel, but the Chocobo quest is unique. First, let's set the stage a little bit. So you start out, you're weak, you're nothing, you're like a level 1 warrior, thief, white mage, something. You're barely eking your way through those first 10 levels. You've probably died a lot. You're trying to get a feel for how the game works. Is tough too hard? Yes. Yes, it is. You get to 10, you venture beyond your starting area, you realize that you have to group up, you find out about Valkyrie Dunes and you want to head out. If you take the boat, you realize that the boat is a terrifying place where you could be raided by pirates or the sea horror or just random mobs, but basically you stay hidden in the little hold below. You don't venture out unless you're with other people, and you're probably not if you're on the boat. You get to the dunes, another terrifying place. Vana'diel is ready to smack you down. There are goblins wandering everywhere during the day. At night, the goblins are still there, but now you've added bogies and ghouls, which will aggro you just by being near you. As a new player, I didn't really understand sound aggro. I was like, what do you mean they're not looking at me? If you're coming from Kronstadt Highlands, you've got to go through a tunnel that has bats that will just kill you right off. You don't really see them coming. You just kind of round a corner and there's a bat, and it's aggroed you and you're dead. Point being, the game does nothing but instill the idea that unless you're with other people, you are going to die. So you get to 18, you get your sub job, again with the help of many other people. Alone, it's very difficult, if even possible, to achieve this. Nope, I don't think it's possible. Not at 18.
Not this time.
Process starts over again now with your sub job. If you were like, if you were doing monk, now you're a war with sub monk and making your way back up to 18. You get to 20, and now comes the fun part of running to Juno. You've heard that Juno is the place to be. Quiffum Island is the next camp. It's the big stage in your, advancement that you've got to make your way to Juno. If you haven't, we've talked about this before. It's one of my favorite parts of the game, my favorite achievement of any new player. I'll try to remember to link in a card and maybe the description below the video where we talked about that. It's awesome. If you remember your run to Juno, it was amazing. Amazing but terrifying. I mean, it's like the whole time things will just aggro you and you'll die and you'll have to start over, and it's like a 45-minute run. It's ridiculous. All this stuff leads you up to, you're in Juno, you're still a new player, you probably don't have a lot of gear, money, spells, anything. Still kind of confused about how the game works, but you've heard that you can ride chocobos if you do the Chocobo quest. It's a long, drawn-out quest, at least it was back in the day. It's still kind of annoying. You've got to feed a chocobo for like 3 real-life days. It took forever. I think you have to give it Gishal greens and then wait for like the next Japanese midnight before you can feed it again. It was like the least hungry chocobo ever. These days, I think you can feed it in like 20 minutes. But regardless, my point is Vana'diel's done nothing but like smack you down for your first 20 levels of this game. You have nothing but fear for outside of the city gates. Everything is an enemy. Even if it's easy prey, it's not really. An easy prey for level 20 is like a dangerous venture. The game has taught you that you need to be with others to advance. You need to be with others to do anything. When you get the Chocobo, it is your first moment of safe, pure freedom since you start the game. Finally, you can leave the city gates without worry. A, moving way faster than you were on foot, so you can get to places you never would have thought to go before because of how far away they are. And you can't be attacked. The Chocobo is a place of safety. Modern games don't necessarily want the mount to be a place of safety, and I think it's an interesting decision. But I love that Final Fantasy XI basically said, look, Vana'diel is terrifying, but if you're on your Chocobo, everything's okay. You can experience the world in its beauty no matter what level you are, without fear of being attacked every 2 seconds. So back to my original point, this is an important gate for Final Fantasy XI players. If players made it this far, you can deal with the smackdown of the world generally not giving a crap about you and D levels and losing experience and just the constant threat of everything around you probably being more powerful than it should be. And as a bit of a reward, the game was like, but that's okay. We're going to give you just a little bit of freedom. a little bit of safety. And all of a sudden the world is your oyster. Vana'diel was just a place to be explored again. Yeah, with a healthy fear and of the dangers involved in every nook and cranny of this incredible world. And there's more to come. I mean, we haven't even experienced things like Antica yet, which silence, gravity, bind, and petrify you. But this is where the game was like, take a deep breath. Let's start the adventure. Let's do this. This is another one of those times where I wish I was a better wordsmith, because like I don't feel like I'm conveying the emotional experience well enough. But if you made it this far, chances are you kept going. This is where the game started. This is where you didn't have a single track anymore. Yeah, your leveling experience would probably take you to Quiffam Island and then Kazam with the Atunga jungle and Yoder jungle and everything. But because of the Chocobos, maybe it didn't. Maybe you went to explore some other different area that you never even thought of before. And where before you might have said, there's no way I'm making it there alive, we're not going. Now you can. I feel like it's one of those stories that if you ask people like, oh, what was your favorite point in Final Fantasy XI? Maybe they mentioned the Chocobo quest and they're like, oh yeah, it was this really cool moment when you finally hit level 20. I did the quest and then I could ride Chocobos. And you're like, but I don't think anyone would ever really stop to think about how much that impacted their experience at that point. They're just like, ah yeah, travel's faster now. That's great. But no, it opened everything. But guys, I want to hear your thoughts. Is the Chocobo quest one of the more important gates of a Final Fantasy XI player that's kind of like expanding their horizons in the game? Or are there others I'm not thinking of? I hear you, sub-job people. That is a crucial one. But I mean, it's so fundamental. Technically, you could keep going throughout the game and never actually do the Chocobo quest. Although I guess the same could be said for the Kazam quest or the sub-job quest too. You don't necessarily have to do them. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a level 75 not having done the Chocobo quest? They just like can't ride Chocobos? That would be amazing. I don't know, maybe it's the time of the year, but I'm definitely feeling a little bit more nostalgic, and I just want to hear your thoughts. It was such an important moment for me in my gaming experience, and I don't know, maybe it wasn't the same for everybody. Can't wait to hear what you think, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in more videos like this, think about subscribing. And if you already have, don't forget to click that little bell next to the sub button to get notified when new videos go live. Hit me up in the comments with your thoughts on this video, or come hang out and chat with me on Twitch every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And definitely look me up on Twitter or Instagram and Hunt for Games to keep up with what else I've got going on. See ya.